Hello friends, today we will start our discussion on the introduction and declaration of variables, which is tutorial number 4 in this series of basics of C programming. So let's start today's video. Before going into the details of the variables, we will first understand the basic concept behind the variable with the help of this simple example. So what example says is that suppose you have a lunchbox, and we all know that we use lunchbox to store the food. So say that now food has stored in the lunchbox. So inside the lunchbox there is food. So once food is stored, we will be able to eat this food whenever we want. That means we will be able to fetch this fetch this stored food whenever we want. So in the similar fashion, we can also understand the concept of the variables. Suppose here variable acts as lunchbox. So I am replacing lunchbox as variable. So consider here variable as a lunchbox and data as a food. In the similar fashion, you store food in the lunchbox, the data is stored in the variable. And once the food is stored in the lunchbox, we will be able to eat this food whenever we want by opening it. So in similar fashion, once the data is stored in the variable, then we will be able to fetch this data and change this data whenever we want. So this is how basic variable looks like, and this is the main concept behind the variable. So variable is nothing but it is a way by which we can store the data in the C program, and then we can further use this data either in doing some operations and so on. So let's understand about variables in details. This was a definition of the variable in some simpler way with the help of the example of lunchbox. Because the work of lunchbox and the variable is more or less same. So we have understood the main concept, but let's go into the details that what actually happens when we declare the variable. So for this, first we will see the exact definition of the variable, which is here. So definition of the variable says that variable is a name given to a particular area in the memory. So what does it mean? We will look further. So the second definition you can say is that variable is a name which is associated with the memory cell that stores the data. Now you will be confused that what's the need of the memory in the definition of the variable. So first understand that what is this memory. Memory denotes to the random access memory, RAM. So we call RAM here as memory. So to understand the concept of the variables better, we wanted to take the help of the definition, which says that variable is a name given to a particular area in the memory. That means variable denotes any particular area in the memory. So let's go inside this definition, that what does it mean. Before that, we should understand the structure of the RAM. Consider RAM or memory is divided into many rectangular parts like this. So here I have a RAM, which is a random access memory, some part of RAM. So to make the concepts of the C easier, we will consider that this random access memory, or just say memory, is divided into small rectangular boxes or cells, which can be considered same as the lunchbox. So let's try to understand this whole concept with the help of the example of the lunchbox. So once you declare the variable whose name is var, suppose I declared a variable whose name is var. So once you declare the variable, then this associates to some cell in the memory. That means the name of the variable will be associated with some space in the memory. That's what definitions say, that variable is a name given to a particular area. So once you declare the variable whose name is var, then then a lunchbox named var will be activated in the memory, and then you will be able to store data in this place where the variable is declared. What we are saying that we have declared variable. Declaring the variable means that we are saying to the compiler that, oh look, I need a small block or small rectangular cell where I want to store a data which can be of any type, either it be integer, float, and so on. So this rectangular cell can be think as same as the lunchbox. So and this rectangular cell named var, which has named var after the declaration part, this rectangular has associated a name var. This rectangular cell will act as a lunchbox and data will act as food. So we will be able to store food inside this variable. So this is how a simple definition of the variable is applied. Now let's move to have some important points that we need to remember. As we have discussed earlier, variable is name given to a storage or memory area, that is memory area, or you can say the rectangular cell in place of the area. So variable is a name given to a storage area, and variable basically stores the value as we have discussed earlier and can be changed during the program. As name suggests, it has some meaning vary. So variable can be varied during the program. That means it can be changed during the program. Next point is that each variable in the C has a specific type. That means you have to specify the type of the variable. So, as in the previous slide, we have declared a variable whose name is var, which is of data type int. That means we are saying that, oh look, I am declaring a variable which will associate some space in the memory, and that space will be used to store the data integer. So we have to declare the variable along with the data type. So now coming on to the declaration of the variable, that how we should declare and when we should declare the variable, then the first point about this is that variables must be declared before using it inside the program. That means if you have some piece of code, then and you are using some variables. So at the point where you have started using your variable, before that only you have to declare that variable. If you will not declare that variable, or you will declare your variable after using the variable in the program, then it will throw an error. So it becomes necessary that variables must be declared before using it inside the program. So syntax of for declaring the variable is that you have to mention the data type along, then give one space here, and then the name of the variable, same as we have declared the variable int var in the previous slide. And also here semicolon is missing, so put here semicolon. Here there should be a semicolon here. Okay, semicolon is missing here. So that's how you declare the variable here. That means you have to give the data type and then the variable name, like int var, where int is the data type and var is the name of the variable. So coming on to the next, that we can declare the variable in two ways. First way is that I just write int var and then ints with semicolon. So this is only declaration of the variable. On the other hand, you can also declare this variable as int var equals to 0, then at the end of semicolon. Don't forget to put semicolon as it denotes the termination of the line, which is very important. Otherwise it will throw if you miss the semicolon, which will be very frustrating for you in the upcoming practice sessions if you will do these types of mistakes. So I recommend you that please download the Visual Studio Code and practice the code or exercise sets to have a better hand on C programming. So here we have just declared the variable, but here we are initializing. That means we are doing declaration along with the definition or initialization. That means we have declared this variable and then initialize this variable with the value 0. That means this value 0 has been stored in the var variable. So this is how the declaration of the variable is done. I recommend you that you should initialize the variable always after declaring it. So make sure that you use this second part because it will not make any confusion to you in coming lectures. So now let's move to the ID and make our hand free with coding, or make our hand more trained with coding. So let's go to Visual Studio Code. So here we came to the Visual Studio Code. As you can see, this is the code which was which I have discussed in the previous tutorial, which is tutorial number 3. Now for this tutorial, I will make a new file which will be of tutorial 4.c. So you can see here. So what we will do is that we'll see that how to initialize the variable. For that, let's write the code. Include stdio.h, which is a header file. We have included the header file so that we can use the printf and scanf functions, as I have discussed earlier in the previous tutorials. From here, this is int main and main function starts. Now what was the syntax for declaring variable? We need a syntax for declaring the variable is you have to give the data type, then space, variable name, and then semicolon. So let's try it. Suppose I want to declare the variable which stores the integer value, so I will write int, and the variable name is var. As I have told you that we should initialize just after declaring the variable. So first see that what happens if we'll not declare, if we'll not initialize the value. So suppose we have declared the value here but not initialized. So if you want to print this using the printf function, this is the format specifier for the integer, because we are expecting some integer value as an output. So I will print as %d var, which is the name of the variable. Then I will write say everything went fine, and then return 0. All these statements like syntax for declaring, which has started after two aligned lines, it denotes comments. So the code will not execute these statements because these all are comments. So the compiler will ignore all these statements. So now compile this, as we have declared the variable int and we want to print the value of the var. So now come to the terminal and try to compile this. It's a tutorial 4.c. You can see that okay, we have not saved the file yet, so I will save this file. Now I will try to compile once more. Let's have a new terminal here to make it more clear. So now I will compile it, tutorial 4.c. Now you can see that it has compiled successfully, but if I want to run it, then see the output here, what it will give. It is taking some time, so just wait for that. So you can see here is that it has given some garbage value. I have not declared or initialized this variable with any number. It is by default. That means it has some garbage value. So if you will not declare this value or initialize this value at the starting, then there may be some situations that you will be facing this garbage value, which will be very frustrating for you. So to avoid this, what we will do is that we will assign some value. So once we assign some value or initialize this, for now, initialization means for now we have stored 0 in the variable var. You can initialize this with any integer, either it is 1, either it is 3, and so on. So now try to compile this. You can see, okay, we have not saved it. We'll save this and then again try to compile this. Now it has compiled successfully. Now try to run this. So you can see now it has printed number 3. That means 3 has been stored in the variable. Now it is no more printing any garbage value because we have initialized this. Now as we have discussed that variable can be, the value of the variable can be changed during the program. So let's try it out. Now after the line number 6, we have the value of the var as 3. Now we are changing the value as 10 and then try to print this. Okay, then try to print this. here write that we have changed the value of the var. Then we'll print this. We'll first save this and then try to compile here. It has successfully compiled. Now you can see here the number 10 has printed. When so at the time of initialization, the value of the var was 3. Now the value has been changed from 3 to 10. That's how you can change the value of the var during the whole program or at any point of the program. Now, so till now we have seen that how to declare a variable, and we should initialize the variable just after declaring it, otherwise it will give a garbage value. And we have also saw that the value of variable can be changed during the program. So now we will see that how to declare a multiple variables. So suppose you have a very मम्मी थोड़ा सा शांत रहना 1 मिनट बस. Suppose we want to declare 3 variables at a time. So like var1, var2, var3, and then we can initialize them at a time as var1, var2, var3 as equal to 0. And if you will print the values of var1, var2 and var3, then you will get as 0. But if you want to initialize it here, like in case of single variable like this, then it will not give a compilation error, but it will give some garbage value. For example, suppose that I have initialized like this and I want to print the values of var1 and var2, like percentage d, once more percentage d, var1, var2, var3, and try to compile it. First save the file and then we'll compile this code. So you can see here that code has compiled successfully. That means it is not showing any type of error. Now we will go ahead and run the program. It is taking some time. So you can see here that the values of var2 and var3 are correct, but the value of var1 is something default. By default it should be 0, but it is 57. That means this is not a correct way of initializing. So what we'll do is that, so what we can do, either we can go with this method, or either we have another method that we will declare all these three one by one like this. So var1 equal to 0, again int var2 equal to 0, again var3 equal to 0. Now if you want to print this, then you will get the correct value. You can see it has compiled, and if you will run, then you can see here that the values are 0, 0, 0, which is correct according to this code. So that's how we should declare a variable. Now another thing is that we can also assign the value of one variable to the another variable. Suppose I have declared all only two, suppose var1 and var2 only, and assign var1 as value 10, var2 as value 20. Now if you want to assign the value stored in the var2 to var1, then what we'll write is, if we want to store the value of var2 in var1, then we will write as var1 equal to var2. That means the value of var2 is assigned to var1. Now if you want to print the value of var1, then you will get it as 20. Just see here, we want to print the value of var1. Okay, now compile this code. It has compiled successfully, and if you will run this, then you can see that the value of var1 has changed from 10 to 20. So that's how you can assign the value of one variable into another variable. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, then please like, share and subscribe the channel. We will meet again in the next tutorial. Jai Hind.